Hello, North Georgia. I'm Jimmy Harper, and you are watching North Georgia News Now. Coming up, a 26-year-old man died after drowning at Hague Mill Lake Park over the weekend. We're going to give you all the information available so far. The parents of Alexis Sluiter, the 16-year-old who died in an area youth detention center, have filed a lawsuit. Also, the City of Dalton and Hamilton Medical Center have teamed up to host a trafficking prevention conference this week. Plus, we'll introduce you to the Humane Society of Northwest Georgia's Pets of the Week. Later, state news, but now, here's your local weather.
Today's local weather is brought to you by Built Well Bake.
Welcome back. Here's today's top story. A man died after a possible drowning at Hague Mill Lake Park in Dalton Saturday evening, according to Dalton city officials. The body of a 26-year-old male who has not yet been identified pending the notification of next of kin was recovered from the lake Saturday night. According to Bruce Frazier, the communications director for the city of Dalton, the victim had apparently been kayaking but entered the water to swim without a life jacket. The victim then reportedly became tired and began calling for help before falling beneath the surface of the water. A person who was fishing on the other side of the lake made a 911 call at about 7:02 p.m., according to Frazier. Dalton police and fire departments responded to the scene, along with personnel and watercraft from the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, Georgia State Patrol Dive Team, and Gordon County Fire and Rescue. The search for the victim continued into Saturday night before the victim's body was found. City officials shared at 11:40 p.m. on Saturday that the victim's body had been found. There is no indication of foul play in the incident. The park was closed to the public Saturday evening during the search and remained closed on Sunday. At North Georgia Television, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and the loved ones of this young man. Well, in other local news, the parents of a 16-year-old girl who died 2 years ago while in custody at Dalton's Elbert Shaw Regional Youth Detention Center have filed a civil lawsuit against 5 former employees of the center, including its then director. Here's the story as reported by Charles Oliver of the Daily Citizens News. Melanie Hogan Sluiter and Ricky Sean Curtis filed the lawsuit against Russell Ballard, Mavis Brooks, Monica Hedrick, David McKinney, and Rebecca Phillips in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Georgia, Rome Division. The parents are represented by attorneys Romanucci and Blandon of Chicago, Illinois, and the Boone Firm PC of Atlanta. In a press release, Melanie Sluiter said her daughter, Alexis Sluiter, had hopes, dreams, and planned on becoming a teacher one day. Ms. Sluiter went on to say that her daughter was full of life and curiosity. And the Sluters were denied the privilege of watching Alexis pick out her first car, go to the prom, and graduate this past year with her friends, all things she had been looking forward to. Alexis' mother said she is lost without her daughter and that not a minute goes by that she doesn't think about her. 5 former detention center employees face criminal charges. Here's what's happened. On Saturday, August 27th, 2022, at approximately 4 a.m., the Dalton Police Department asked the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to investigate the in-custody death of Alexis Sluiter, age 16, of Ellijay. A GBI special agent told the Daily Citizen News last year that Sluiter was brought into the detention center by the Gilmer County Sheriff's Office. He said Sluiter had previously ingested a controlled substance and made the staff at the YDC, or Youth Detention Center, aware of the fact. Russell Ballard of Chatsworth is facing 2 counts of first-degree cruelty to children and 1 count of second-degree cruelty to children. Mavis Brooks of Calhoun is facing 2 counts of first-degree cruelty to children and 1 count of second-degree cruelty to children. Monica Hedrick of Ringgold faces 1 count of second-degree cruelty to children. David McKinney, the former detention center director and a resident of Rome, faces 1 count of second-degree cruelty to children. Rebecca Phillips of Chatsworth is facing 2 counts of first-degree cruelty to children and 1 count of second-degree cruelty to children. Ballard, Brooks, McKinney, and Phillips were fired from the State Department of Juvenile Justice. Hedrick, a contract employee, was dismissed from employment by the Department of Juvenile Justice. Attorneys for Alexis' parents stated in a press release that all Alexis needed was to go to the hospital. But these government employees could not even bother to pick up the phone and call 911. The former employees are scheduled for a status hearing in the criminal case on August 27th. District Attorney Ben Kinnemer said his department is still taking information from witnesses. Dalton attorney Bart Barnwell, who represents McKinney in the criminal case, said he could not comment on that case. He said the case had not been seen and a civil lawsuit could not be commented on. Attorneys for other defendants could not be reached immediately. According to the grand jury indictments, Ballard, Brooks, and Phillips did maliciously cause Alexis Marie Sluder, a child under the age of 18 years, cruel and excessive physical pain by depriving said child of the necessary medical care she needed while in the lawful custody of said defendants by not contacting emergency medical authorities in a timely manner. Contrary to the laws of Georgia, on both August 26th and August 27th, 2022. One indictment said Ballard, Brooks, Hedrick, and McKinney and Phillips did with criminal negligence cause Alexis Marie Sluder, a child under the age of 18 years, cruel and excessive physical pain by depriving said child of the necessary medical care she needed while in the lawful custody of said defendants by not contacting emergency medical authorities in a timely manner, contrary to the laws of said state, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof, on August 27th, 2022. The lawsuit said 3 of the defendants who worked at the center watched Alexis Sluder convulse, writhe in pain, sweat profusely, breathe heavily, and cry for over 5 hours, but chose not to transport her to a medical facility, call an emergency medical service like 911, nor take any other reasonable measures to provide her access to necessary medical services. The lawsuit said a Gilmer County sergeant was made aware that Alexis Sluder had ingested dangerous substances and was experiencing a medical emergency, but refused to transport her when requested. The lawsuit seeks a jury trial and asks that the jury determine a just and equitable judgment. Well, happening this week, the City of Dalton and Hamilton Medical Center will host a human trafficking prevention training conference at the Dalton Convention Center. The conference, which is designed to train police officers, prosecutors, first responders, and medical professionals to recognize and respond to stop trafficking incidents, is being funded by the City of Dalton's share in the National Opioid Settlement. The conference will be held at the Dalton Convention Center Tuesday, July 30 through Thursday, August 1 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The conference will be taught by Dan Nash and Janisha Bott. Nash is the founder of the Human Trafficking Training Center, and he's a retired Missouri State Trooper. During his 27-year career, Nash spent 24 years in the Criminal Investigations Unit and Human Trafficking Unit. Bott is an anti-human trafficking and anti-money laundering instructor who investigated fraud, money laundering, and human trafficking at Scotiabank in Canada. Topics will include prevention, including how to recognize the indicators of a possible human trafficking incident and the signs of trauma bonding and PTSD. And also operations and investigations, including how to transition from a routine call to a trafficking investigation and how to interview possible suspects. Mayor Annalise Sams and Judean Gwynn, Hamilton's Medical Center Vice President of Patient Care and Chief Nursing Officer, will speak on Tuesday morning to welcome conference attendees. More than 150 people are expected to attend the conference, coming across from the state of Georgia as well as Alabama and Mississippi. Registration for the conference has closed. The mayor and council of Dalton voted to authorize the use of funds from the National Opioid Settlement for the conference at their May 6th meeting. Under the terms of the settlement agreement, funds from the settlement can only be used for certain purposes. From those acceptable uses, the city of Dalton has elected to use the funds for human trafficking prevention, funding for the local Narcotics Anonymous chapter, and a partnership with Whitfield County's Conasauga Community Addiction Recovery Center. If you suspect human trafficking, you can call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-788 or just dial your local 911. You can also text INFO, that's INFO, or HELP, HELP, to be free. That's 233-733. Again, 233-733. Well, are you ready to meet the Humane Society of Northwest Georgia's Pets of the Week? Well, here are Journey and Joplin. They are 4.5-month-old lab Great Pyrenees babies. They weigh about 28 pounds. They're playful. They love everyone they come into contact with. And though it would be nice, these two don't have to be adopted together. If you want to meet them, the Humane Society of Northwest Georgia, located at 1210 Veterans Drive in Dalton, is open for tours and adoptions on Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can visit hsnwga.org to apply for a dog or cat or to fill out an application to volunteer. Well, when we come back, it's Georgia news. But first, here are the obituaries. Welcome back to North Georgia News Now. Let's turn stateside. Beginning with Georgia wide receiver Ra Thomas has been arrested in Athens and suspended indefinitely. Rodarius Ra Thomas is facing multiple felonies and has been suspended by his team after he was arrested early Friday morning in Athens. Records from the Athens-Clarke County Sheriff's Office show that Thomas has been charged with 3 counts of second-degree cruelty to children and 3 counts of family violence battery. He was booked into the Athens-Clarke County Jail at 3:20 a.m. Officials have not shared details about what led to Thomas' arrest. According to records, Thomas remains in custody without bond. Georgia Executive Associate Athletic Director for Strategic Communications, Stephen Drummond, said in a statement provided to the Associated Press that this is a pending legal matter and there are no comments at this point. Who is Ra Thomas? Well, he was born in Eufaula, Alabama, and attended Eufaula High School. Known for his speed, agility, and ability to make critical catches, Thomas became a standout player, attracting attention from college scouts across the country. His impressive high school career included numerous accolades and a reputation as one of the top wide receiver prospects in Alabama. Starting his college career, he quickly established himself as a key player for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. His freshman season showcased his potential with notable performances that helped the Bulldogs in key games. Now, standing at 6'2" and weighing around 200 pounds, Thomas possesses the physical attributes ideal for a wide receiver. His playing style is characterized by explosive speed, precise route running, and reliable hands. Thomas has demonstrated an uncanny ability to make difficult catches in high-pressure situations, earning him the trust of his quarterbacks and the admiration of his coaching staff. Thomas transferred to the University of Georgia on December 22, 2022. This was Thomas' second arrest during his time at the University of Georgia. In January 2023, he was charged with false imprisonment and a misdemeanor count of family violence battery. Those charges were dropped on March 7 after he completed a pretrial diversion program, according to court records. Thomas is not to be expected to be available when the Bulldogs open their season against Clemson on August 31st at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. In other Georgia news, a young Brookhaven girl who has been battling cancer since she was 3 years old received the surprise of a lifetime after her mother was scammed out of tickets to go see Taylor Swift. Fox 5 Atlanta's reporter Rob Dorenzo first reported on 10-year-old Caroline Brewer's sticky situation last week when someone stole hundreds of dollars from her mom by offering her fake Taylor Swift tickets. For Caroline, Swift isn't just her favorite artist. She's a lifesaver. Caroline told Fox 5 Atlanta that Swift has inspired her and helped her get through tough treatments. Jamie Brewer, the young girl's mother, was mortified when she realized what happened. Her daughter had 4 brain surgeries, endured 90 days of radiation, chemotherapy, and spine surgery just 2 weeks ago. Those tickets were supposed to be her daughter's Rainbow After the Storm. Miss Brewer said she was embarrassed that she fell for the scam. When Otis Mayer, the program director at iHeartRadio, heard Caroline's story, he felt compelled to reach out to Taylor Swift's record company. Together, they were able to put together a surprise beyond her wildest dreams. Mayer invited the Brewer family to a Taylor Swift-themed pop-up event on Saturday, where Caroline was called up to the mic. Mayer told her that she and her mom were going to New Orleans to see Taylor Swift on the Eras tour. Caroline immediately burst into tears. The concert tickets, flights, and hotel arrangements are all covered. In spite of being choked up, Caroline expressed her gratitude, saying how excited and super happy she is. Big shout out to iHeartRadio and everyone who made this young girl's dream come true. Jamie Brewer has asked anyone looking to help her daughter in her fight against cancer to donate to the Atlanta-based Rally Foundation for Childhood Cancer Research. Well, when we return, it's community calendar time. We'll see you in about 2 minutes. Well, welcome back to North Georgia News Now. Here are some of the things going on in the local area. Dalton's Off the Rails concert series continues on Friday, August 2nd from 6:30 to 10 p.m. at the Burr Park Stage downtown. Attendees will be treated to a night of free Southern rock with performers Jupiter Coyote, Sweet Leona, and Geiger Legal's Nick Stewart. The Artistic Civic Theater presents Mary Poppins. The beloved Disney film turned magical musical features, classic songs, a timeless story, and magic for the entire family. The production includes a cast of 50 performers, an enormous spinning set, and electrifying music. Showtimes are at 7:30 p.m. on August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and 2 p.m. on August 4th. This production will be held at Hammond Creek Theater. Tickets are now available at ACT Dalton, that's actdalton.com. Watch director Kate Sutherland and 2 actors from the production on this week's episode of The Talk with Connie on WDNN TV and on the Talk with Connie YouTube channel. The Northwest Georgia Family Crisis Center presents their 5th annual Little Black Dress event on August 9th from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. in the Weaving Room at the Mill, located at 825 Chattanooga Avenue in Dalton. Ladies, get your tickets for an evening filled with music, shopping, dancing, drinks, food, fun, and a raffle. VIP tickets are $60. General admission tickets are $45. You can buy tickets at nwgafcc.com. That's nwgafcc.com. All the proceeds benefit victims of domestic violence and the Northwest Georgia Family Crisis Center. Well, Salem Baptist Church will be giving away free groceries for those in need on August 15th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. No ID is required. Invite a friend. Salem Baptist Church is located at 1448 Pleasant Drive in Dalton. You can also call 706-259-7045 for more information. Well, Dalton's second annual Falloween's Giving is set for Saturday, September 21st from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Burr Performing Arts Center. Expect an awesome, fun-filled day with crafts, artists, and food vendors, plenty of sweets, activities, and lots of music. The North Georgia Fried Pickle Festival, you heard that right, is coming to North Georgia Fairgrounds on October 5th and 6th. You can shop with over 175 craft and commercial vendors, enjoy a variety of food, including fried pickles, a petting zoo, pony rides, inflatables, trackless train rides, face painting, games, entertainment, and much more. Special guests include Twiggy the water skiing squirrel and Turtle Man live. There's a live action going to be taking place. Admission is $5 and parking is free. If you'd like to include your event in WDNN-TV's community calendar, send an email to info@WDNNTV.com with event in the subject line. Be sure to follow WDNN-TV on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We'll see you soon.